Hello, TikTokers. I just wanted to welcome you into my world and into my thoughts, and thank you for allowing me to share them with you. This morning, I wanted to talk about Christians and whether or not they know that they're narcissists. And somebody wrote to me and said to me, not all Christians are narcissists. I've never ever implied that they all were. That'd be absolutely ridiculous. What I have said is that some of us have, well, most of us have narcissistic traits. It's when we're talking about the covert narcissists and the malignant narcissists when we start getting worried about their behaviour. But why I've decided to talk about this is because a lot of traditional Christians do exhibit narcissistic behavior. They behave as though they're superior, they're the chosen one, they feel as though they're above everyone else, they are inflexible, they feel they're better than everyone else. I'm not sure if I said that, superior. They look down on non-Christians. I've written some notes here. They look down on non-Christians or anyone who's done something wrong unless it's in their family. And they're quick to judge other people's behaviour. Now, you know what's interesting about that when they look down on people who don't obey God's word? God is the one who exercises judgment, not you. And it's interesting because you can find a lot of Christians, especially when they see gays and transgenders and all these new fads are coming out that are confusing our children. And they cause judgment. I know somebody who won't even look at a program where they are. Now, how does God deal with that? To be honest, I keep going back to you can be in a thing but not of it. And I believe that especially when young people are going through these confusing phases, they need your support. They don't need your rejection. Too many young people are committing suicide because their Christian parents have turned their back on them because they have turned gay or transgender or whatever. Whether you approve of it or not, you have to show an element of understanding. God will bring these people into your life and you'll say, God, why have you made my child transgender? Why is my child gay? Why is my child lesbian? These things that I detest, these things that you hate, has come into my family. Why do you think that is? It's because you are not the judge. God is the judge. You have to show them love. You have to show them support, whether or not you like their lifestyle. If you show them love enough, I don't even know how to word this, because some children believe that it's inherent, they were born that way. Some children or some young people just want to experiment. Some young people feel as though because of rejection by one gender, they are going to go with the other gender. There's lots and lots of different reasons why children or young people are gay. And like I said, sometimes it is how they're born. And sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's peer pressure. It could be a lot of things. I don't know enough about it to kind of go into the whys and the wherefores, but what I do know is that regardless of the reason, whether they're born gay or they've decided to choose that path, it's your duty to love them regardless and not turn your back on them. Look, too many Christian parents are doing that, and it's not right. It's not right. So what can I say? The Bible tells us to show love, tolerance, patience, forgiveness, compassion. And that's what we need to do. So, what can I say here? I think my screen has gone off, which had my notes, if I'm going to be honest with you. And so just hold on one sec. See what happens when you rush. Yeah, so the reason why I was saying why I brought this up is because having no tolerance or no empathy for another person is a narcissistic quality. If you are unable to empathize or be compassionate, that means all you're thinking about is yourself. You're thinking about how you feel. You're thinking about what other people think about you. What are other people going to say if they know that your child is gay and you're in the church? You end up with all these things, and it's to do with you. It's got nothing to do with your child or the young person that you know. So we have to really check ourselves. Who are we? Who do we think we are? Do we think we're above everyone else? Do we think we have the right to turn our nose up at people or turn our nose down at people because of their choices? We don't have that right. We don't have that power, and we should not be exercising it on other human beings. So, what else did I want to put here? Quick to judge, make promises and don't keep them. Yeah, sometimes even simple little things. You may have a good intention and you may promise to do something. Like it could be you promise to give X amount in your tithes, and then down the road you think, oh God, that's a bit too much, I can't really afford it. But you don't tell the pastor you can't afford it, or you don't ask for your partner or anyone else to supplement it. You just decide, oh well, I'm just going to give them what I've got. You've broken your promise. Now, nobody tells you to promise anything. You don't have to give what you don't have. But don't let it come out of your mouth, because once it comes out of your mouth, that is a commitment, that is a contract. So it's best just to keep stum. If you're not sure about your circumstances, if you're not sure you can keep something up, if you're not sure you can do something, do not promise to do it. You might have the best of intentions at the time, but then things change and you cannot carry it through. The person who you've promised is not going to understand. So the last thing I wanted to talk about is expecting their needs to be met, impatient and demanding. That's another thing with narcissists. Do you expect, just because you're a child of God, that people should cater to you? Do you expect to be given what you ask for? When you say, I demand this in the name of the Lord, or I request this in the name of the Lord, or I claim this in the name of the Lord, do you expect to get it? Or do you say, if it is thy will, I get this? Which takes it out of your hand. You want it, you're asking for it, but it's not of you. So we just have to be careful about how we interact with people, our attitude towards people. I mean, we all do it. Sometimes, even yesterday, I was watching someone on TV and I said, oh, look how he look. And I'd made a judgment and I had to quickly retrieve it and say, God, I don't have the right to judge anyone. We all do it. It's just about being conscious and trying to change it, because if we're conscious about judging people, and if we're conscious about feeling that we're better than everyone else and changing that in that moment, it won't happen. We'll soon become humble and helpful and accepting and loving over a period of time. It doesn't happen overnight. These habits die hard. It's just about being conscious of our behaviour and our attitude towards other people.